What else did Giles say?
Not a lot.
Are they sure this was natural? I mean, Glory.
Giles was pretty sure that it wasn't her.
But, I mean, she said she was going to come after Buffy's family.
I don't...
I mean, we should be going after her. I mean, her in. We don't have enough monsters in this town. The doctor's got to help them out.
No, I don't think it was... It just happened.
Things don't happen. I mean, they don't just happen. Somebody's got...
Joyce liked it so. Do you think you could have left in the laundry room? Maybe. I'll go check. I'll just be 1 minute.
We're cool.
What am I doing?
How can you act like that? Am I supposed to be changing my clothes a lot?
She doesn't
Is
understand
that the helpful
it.
thing to do?
Guys.
The way you behave. Nobody will tell me.
Because it's not okay for you to be asking these things.
But I don't understand. I don't understand how this all happens. How we go through this. I mean, I knew her, and then there's just a body. And I don't understand why she just can't get back in it and not be dead anymore fruit punch ever. And she'll never have eggs or yawn or brush her hair, not ever. And no one will explain to me why.
We can't.
We don't know how it works. Why?
Well, there's the shirt you're looking for. It doesn't even matter though. Doesn't matter.
Sorry. Some pent up.
Xander. Where did your hand go?
As I was saying, some frustration and...
Can we see her? Dawn, not now.
The on-site report seems more or less accurate. Your mother did have what looks like an aneurysm. A sudden hemorrhaging from a ruptured arterial vessel near where the tumor was removed.
Shouldn't we have known about that? That was a danger?
Sometimes these things are detectable, and sometimes they're not.
Well, why don't we sit down?
My head hurts. Ironically.
Giles says he's gonna go over the paperwork. You have to go through all of this.
You don't have to worry about me.
Everybody wants to help. I don't even know if I'm here.
I have. My mother died when I was 17.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't mean to. I'm only telling you this because I know it's not my place, but
I love Tara. She's so sweet.
there's things, thoughts and reactions I had that I couldn't understand. What's different for you? Because it's always different, but if you ever need
somebody she can relate to, that knows what she's going through. Don't do it. Don't, just leave it. Just leave it. You don't need to see it. Oh, I got chills. Oh, come on, we don't need this right now. We do not need this in this episode.
You panicked. Uh-huh.
Have anything you want.
The sandwiches are meat.
I'm just not hungry.
What about Donnie?
She's still in the bathroom.
I guess.
Oh, at least close her eyes.
Is she cold? It's not her. It's not her. She's gone. Where'd she go?
Oh, I don't want to see it stop. That's the end? My chest hurts, my head hurts, like my stomach hurts. My whole body hurts. My eyes hurt. I was right. I was never going to be prepared for this episode. I'm still not prepared for it, and it's already over. That episode went by so freaking fast. I feel like crying again, but my head hurts so bad I don't want to. Probably do that later. I know it's just a show, but you get so invested in these characters, you guys know. Especially, like, for people that watched it when it was airing and, like, it was over a longer amount of time. I mean, I've been watching this show for over a year now, and I'm so invested I can't even imagine how invested other people were that watched it, like, kind of at more of a distant, like, a length. And Joyce wasn't my favorite character. In fact, I didn't care for her much in the early seasons, but she definitely started growing on me lately. And Buffy goes through so much, and now she loses her mother. Her father's not in the picture. Now it's just her and Dawn. At least they have Giles, and the gang is there for them, but they don't deserve this. She can't catch a break, ever. Ever. I mean, I hope what the doctor was saying was true, that she didn't feel any pain. Though he said, I lie to you. Was that when I was putting the thing up? Did he actually say that? I need to go back and look at that.
Absolutely. I have to lie to make you feel better.
Okay. That was just her subconscious being like, he's just saying this to make me feel better. But I thought it was great that she was feeling better, she seemed better, she was going on dates, everything was going to be okay. I should have known better with Joss. I should have known better, should have been prepared. But little old naive me thought everything's going to be fine. And Buffy finds her like that. I'm just hoping it was sudden. Fast. Hope she didn't feel much pain. Just to think how long she was lying there. Aneurysms. Side effects you can't really prevent. I'm sure there's maybe... I know I've seen, Grey's Anatomy and stuff, when somebody has an aneurysm, they're able to, clip it, but I think usually they're pretty sudden. In fact, back when I was in high school, my senior year, one of my English teachers died of a brain aneurysm. She was only 34, and she was 5 months pregnant with a baby, which makes it even more, terrible. It was during final exams. Ironically enough, I wasn't in school then because I was at my grandma's funeral. My grandma died back then, but from stories, she was in class during an exam, and earlier that morning she had a headache, but she went to school anyway because it was midterms, the middle of the year exams, and she wasn't feeling well, and she collapsed in front of the entire class, and they took her to the hospital, and she died of a brain aneurysm, and it was too soon to save the baby, I guess. She had 2 sons, 2 young sons, and a husband, who was also a teacher at my school. It was very, very sad. So I know how sudden these things are. But seeing how everybody goes through grief different, Buffy was more going through the shock, denial, kind of numb phase. Willow was grieving through, trying to figure out the best outfit to wear when it didn't really matter, but that's what she was putting her focus in. Xander kind of went the anger route, the blame, punching a hole in the wall. Poor Anya, she just did not understand. She was human once, but it's been so long. She doesn't get those same social cues, and she doesn't get it. She's not trying to be mean or trying to be rude. She just doesn't understand. In that part where she broke down, saying, I don't get why she can't just go back into her body, and, how she'll never brush her hair or drink, I think she said fruit punch and stuff like that. I always think of stuff like that when somebody dies. It's kind of a trivial thing, but I think about how a movie's coming out soon. What if they had been really excited to see that movie, they're never going to see it, or a show they have loved and they're never going to see the end of it, or they're never going to eat their favorite meal again, they're never going to laugh and hug their friends, and you think of those stuff it's trivial. Their life was more than those things, but then again, their life was those things. And it's just hard to wrap your mind around them never doing it again. Poor Dawn. She was definitely in the denial phase, but until she could see her. But I think even then it was she did not have to see her that way. Neither did Buffy. And I didn't need to see her that way. After the first time they showed her in the beginning, I just did not want to see it. You notice I was looking away a lot. I noticed this almost didn't feel like a Buffy. It was a Buffy episode, but it felt so different. There was no music. I don't think there was any music at all. It was so quiet and eerie. And the way it was shot, it was just so realistic. Almost like a documentary. It felt real. All the actors blew it out of the park with their acting. I was already crying, but when I see Willow crying, but all of them. Tara was such a grounding force within the group. I know she didn't know Joyce as long, so she wasn't as emotionally invested, but then again, she's just a very calm, grounded person and kind, and I really think that's what Willow and Buffy and everybody needs. Somebody that's level. We didn't see much of how Giles is taking it. I feel like he's kind of trying to stay strong and be kind of the parental figure in this situation right now. But wow. I knew I wasn't prepared for this episode. I knew it was going to be bad, but I'm so sad. like when I do rewatch one day, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch this episode again. It was really well done. Everything that went into it. It's weird to say, but it was a beautiful episode. Just the way the emotions were conveyed and how real it was. I can't say I enjoyed it, but I did in a weird way. Like, you know what I mean. I love every episode of this show. This is just a very weird, it's hard to explain. But like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to watch it again. Not for a long time. Like, editing this for YouTube is going to be hard enough. I just want to go, like, hug my mom. Like, I'm going to do that after this. If your mom's around, give her a hug. If she's not, give her a call. If you've been through something similar to Buffy and your mom's not around anymore, just think of her. Say something. I'm sure she's listening. It just shows you really need to cherish your parents. Because, I mean, mine are both in their 60s now, so I think about that sometimes, like, one day they're not going to be here. It's a very hard thought, and it can happen anytime, suddenly, like anybody. Joyce was still young. She had many years to go, and just gone. So heartbreaking. I really don't know where the show's going to go now. I mean, we had no Glory or anything like that. The only thing that even resembled a Buffy episode with monsters was that vampire in the morgue. It felt so out of place. Oddly enough, it felt out of place, but then it felt so I don't know. But going back to, I don't know, like, going back to Glory and the things, like, it just doesn't feel important anymore after this. I don't know how they're going to ease back into that without being disrespectful towards Joyce. Buffy's going to have to focus on that and keep Dawn safe while going through all this grief. So heartbreaking. So devastating. I feel like Buffy's going to feel so lost without her mom. She's so strong and she's the Slayer, but this was something she couldn't prevent. I don't know where they're going to go from here. Usually I say I'm excited to see, but I'm sure the next couple episodes are still going to be very sad. I am interested to see where it's going to go. Hey guys, okay, this was This Future Me. I actually already finished the reaction and I'm working on getting it up now, but as I was sitting here and thoughts were still going through my head on the episode, I realized I forgot to talk about Willow and Tara. Their first on-screen kiss. I know they've kissed off-screen, but this is their first on-screen kiss, and I have to talk about it because you guys know how much this couple means to me for so many reasons. But I was so swept up with the main theme of the episode that I couldn't remember everything to talk about, but I had to just talk, at least briefly, for this point. We never saw them kiss. I've always been like, oh, kiss here, perfect timing. And I knew with the times and the TV stations and just, it was hard for them to show that. And it was a big step forward for them being a couple at all in those times. But I think it is so beautiful that they had them kiss in an episode like this because the episode was so realistic and heartfelt and real. And it was such a beautiful moment. Tara trying to calm Willow down. Willow was like kind of panicking and like hyperventilating, and Tara just grounded her with that kiss, and the chemistry, they were just so comfortable with each other. And even though it's like their first kiss, I feel like I've already seen them like not figuratively, like, I can't even explain it, but I've seen their chemistry, I've seen their love just by touches and hugs and holding hands, but seeing this just sealed the deal, literally. And the way it was put in, no flashy scene, no big music, it was just so natural and perfect and real, and I am so happy. I would have been happy if we never saw a kiss. It would have been sad, but I would have been happy we'd still got the couple anyway. But I'm so glad they were able to put this in. I hope we get more. But their relationship's so much more than that to me. But I just thought it was a beautiful, beautiful moment. Probably one of the only parts of the episode I will be okay rewatching. I might do that because at that moment I was still so caught up in the grief that I couldn't fully enjoy it. But I'm so glad. I'm glad that's the first we saw. It just has so much more meaning to it. And yeah, I just had to discuss that. I would have kicked myself if I forgot to put that into the reaction. So I'm going to, this will be edited into my ending thoughts. I'm sure there's going to be a jump before this and you'll see. But yeah, back to working on getting this up for you. And back to Past Me. I think after this I'm going to take a little break, not long. I'm still going to do some pilot tier reactions and catch up with those. But I need to let this settle a little bit. Not long. Today's Wednesday. I'll probably watch the next 2 episodes by this weekend or early next week. I just need a little time just to let the feelings kind of, because I actually feel kind of sick right now. Odd enough to say, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, even though it was mostly me crying and me not saying anything, because I was so not entranced, but you know what I mean, focused on the episode. There wasn't much to say. It was just shock and grief. But for what it was, I hope you guys enjoyed it. For those who have seen it a lot, did you cry again? Do you always cry watching it, or are you kind of numb to it now? Yeah, I'm going to get this up. And I have to end it now because I'm almost at an hour and the tablet's going to turn off. So, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I hope you are looking forward to the rest of the season. I'm tentatively looking forward to it. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'll see you real soon in the next reaction, whatever it is. And yeah, stay safe, everybody. Be kind to one another. And yeah, I'll see you all real soon.